I don't know how well this is going to turn out, really. I'm sat out on the balcony with Thor in the background. Let's see if I can get a little bit more colour here. Or not. It doesn't look very clear on there. What's it like when we go? Yeah, that's pretty clear. Yeah, but this isn't. Some people film the other way around, but I'm doing this so that I can see myself. My mate Johnny G, the best, he's got a great face for radio, one of the former DJs around town. He said to me, go to Asden, he said, get one of these new, whatever the vlogging thing. It's only 20 quid. It was great, and it comes with an automatic, but I've tried it with automatic to stop start. It doesn't stop start. It just stops and then goes on to the next one. So I've got to learn how to join all these clips together. I've actually been on YouTube and looking at different options, and they show you different options about either doing it on your phone or transferring it onto your laptop, which is easier to do. And I really am on with learning that, you know. So what's happened? Well, Michelle Scroggum hasn't come back. Did you expect her to come back? But she is in the Daily Gloom today. Yeah, she's saying that she wants upgrades to the A590. Let me tell you about this road. I keep saying it's a dream, and that's it, but everybody would benefit from it. What would it cost us? Well, the A590, they said they haven't got any money to do it up, and they've cancelled other ones and different projects around the country. But this isn't going to cost us anything. Number one, with the energy cost. A few years ago on the plane, I was reading up about this Japanese invention, and it was for tidal power, where you can run along with like a train line, so you have loads of them in the row. They're about the size of a transit truck, and you can drop them in and maintain them and everything like that. And they're a success in Japan, more with fresh water. But don't forget, we've got 32-foot tides here. Well, that's going to be time and tide wait for no man. Always remember that. So it's in and out every day. Not like the wind farms, but we are the energy coast. So we have to harness that. On top of that, this road, okay, would private investment is what is needed here. I've estimated at 550 million. I've got my reasons for doing that, and but 22,000 cars a day, vehicles a day come across there. At a fiver each, that's £160,000, whatever, probably more with trucks and stuff like that. You can have a train down the middle. She says our train infrastructure needs upgrading. Well, there you go, girl. But she hasn't come back to me. Everybody says she doesn't get back to anybody. Well, that's not true. I was in the hairdressers yesterday, and a guy called Russell said, oh, I've had a reply from Michelle Scroggum. I said, well, that's better than me. And I think he's living. I don't really know. I always see him in like a camper van down in South Ulverston there. And he's, well, not really South Ulverston, near the Swan. He seems to be part there. He's always playing guitars and stuff like that. Anyway, he's had a reply. Very colourful guy. You'll see him around in the summer. He's got purple hair and stuff, but he's got a reply. But I've been round the pubs, and different people have said to me, you'll never get a reply from you. If it doesn't, well, this is going to benefit you, because you then go to the Transport Secretary or whoever, and you say, hey, look, look at this idea. We need it. We've got 200 billion coming in for Vickers. We've got accidents. It'll save lives. It'll save everything. So, Michelle, I know now that you've watched this. So whether you get back or not, I don't know. There's a few things. Let me tell you something. Now, I don't earn anything off this channel. The reason I started this channel was because I wanted people to be made aware of my plight. I was suspicious of the council, certain members in the council, and was vocal about it. And to this day, I've still never received a freedom of information, which is your basic right. If there's public funds being spent, you can ask for a rundown of exactly how it was spent, the estimates, the content of what the estimate would be, either what materials it would use, all sorts of things. And that's a basic person's right that they've got to do that. And I never have. And I know loads of other people that have written in, and they haven't replied to them either. We want to know whether 1.75 million grant for the heritage grant scheme for the town centre, where it was spent. I was promised £150,000, but I never got it. And it also printed that in the paper. But we've written in a few times and we never get a reply. So I went to see Simon Fell. Yeah, as reliable as a Range Rover, old Simon. Thank God he's gone. And he said, "Oh, Roger, you can't. Bloody hell, this." He said, I'll attend to this straight away." Within a few days, there's Simon having his photograph taken with all the people that I suspect of misappropriation of funds. No reply to me. But yeah, so there we go. So the Daily Gloom, she's in there today saying she wants upgrades and stuff like that. But that's not what we want. We know what we want, and it's written right in front of you. So £200 billion is what they reckon it's going to cost now. As I've said, you're going to have Americans here, you're going to have Australians here, and of course the British. Surely there must be some money that can be found there. It's going to save lives. It's going to, the amount of traffic that we're expecting is unbelievable. We need a separate access, and that's the truth. So how's things with me? Well, I haven't really been well. I just can't shake this bloody cough. People are actually going, "We can hear you coughing in bed at night." Bloody hell. I need to get some insulation or some double glazing or something, can't you? And yeah, it just won't go. At the moment, I'm feeling okay, but last night I was in a bit of a state. I talked to so many people that have got it. Jim Davidson was on the other day saying that his comes back and goes. There's a lot of it about, and I know it is. Remember Justice Forelli? Well, I watched that last night, and very interesting. I feel sorry for that poor guy, Trangrove. What happened to him? I'm going to watch the next one, but I know people. I'm sure everybody knows that Jeff Trangrove's actually a very good friend of mine. He's never done anything bad to me. I know he spent most of his time in prison. He's always in touch, asking how I am and things. He knew I was going through a bit of a bad spell. And, as I say, as far as I'm concerned, Jeff's never done anything bad to me. In fact, I can't remember ever not knowing Jeffrey Trangrove for when he lived on Walney before he moved over. Where did he go? I don't know, down Mardale Grove or something like that. I don't really know. But yeah, and as I say, and he was always very funny. You might have a different experience with him, but I haven't. And a keen fisherman and loves his dogs. And yeah, but it's just something there, an experience that happened not to me, but with a very, very good friend of mine. This friend of mine is in hospital at the moment, and he's got dementia. He's only a year older than me, and he was a very, very good looking lad. I was about on Walney a few years ago, and this girl, and everybody knows who this is, was boasting that she was his mistress. And I was very close to this guy at the time, and it just wasn't true, not at all, not in any way, shape or form. I know him, and he didn't even know who she was, but she was boasting around the place that she was having an affair with him, and it just wasn't true, not at all. But the old saying is, there's two things that contradict each other. One's mud sticks, and the other one, hey, there's no smoke without fire. So what is today? Well, it's the 11th of January, and 8 years ago today, the House of Lords burnt down. And I was contacted by phone from my mate Des Johnson. So we managed to get it on YouTube or something. And we watched the place get burnt down, and it was quite upsetting, which led to me turning to drink. I'm not saying that's the only reason I was drinking a lot anyway, but spending time in a mental health clinic, and it wasn't very pleasant, let me tell you. To see 3 firemen, I don't know whether you've seen that bit, it's early on in the fire, running away from a fire. The fire building collapses and they're running away. 3, they might have wives and kids at home, anything, you don't know, you know, but to put out my building, the fire in my building. Anyway, the least said about that, the better. Look, I'm in touch with different agencies about different things, ombudsman and things like that. And as things come through, I'll let you know, you know. Me, myself, I'm wanting to try and get fit again. This, as I say, this chest thing's killing me. And I've put on quite a lot of weight. I've been drinking too much Guinness and eating too much food. So I'm going to have to get on like a strict diet. And hopefully I can keep to it. But what I would like to do, the main thing, is to try and get fitness back, because at the moment, you know, I'm really struggling. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you at that. I don't want to rattle on about everything, you know. As I said, what I want to do is give you good content and not just hearsay or anything like that. So I've got to go, because if I don't go, I can't come back. And I'll see you soon. Bye.